I mean, Terence Crawford has had an amazing career against a lot of very good fighters and world-class fighters, and honestly has barely lost a round. When you look back at Bud Crawford's career, there is something really special.
There's nothing to do but, damn, like, what else do you got to do? He's a 3-time undisputed champion.
You looking small? What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small? Like, it's just that, like, you got to really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he want to do. So, skillful, yes. But this and this.
Yeah.
Every boxer is brave until they step inside the ring with Terence Crawford. What you're about to see will show you why even champions fear him. Fighters fear Terence Crawford for many reasons. Even Roy Jones Jr. said Canelo looked nervous when they faced off. What makes Crawford so dangerous is not just his skill, but the calm way he studies every move. He rarely gets hit clean, and when opponents make a mistake, he punishes them with perfect timing. Many fighters walk into the ring thinking they have a chance, but leave realizing there was never a way to win.
And that stare down that we talked about, when I told you either he's not ready for this or he trying to little boy Bud. He wasn't trying to little boy Bud. He really was afraid. Well, not afraid, but he was worried about Bud. And Bud knew that. And Bud being the older guy, Bud kind of looked him in his eye and made him turn away first. That was a victory for Bud. That was Bud's first victory. Anytime that happens, if something else don't come around or something else don't happen to undo that, you got a problem.
Paulie Malignaggi explained that Crawford has built one of the greatest records in boxing history. He became an undisputed champion 3 times, something almost no one has done in modern boxing. And he did it by facing the best names, not taking easy fights. What impressed Paulie most was Crawford's ability to dominate while avoiding damage. His record says it all: 41 wins, 31 knockouts, and 0 losses. Paulie called it historic and compared his rise to how Floyd Mayweather once ruled boxing. In his eyes, Crawford is now the face of this generation.
Flawless. I mean, Terence Crawford has had an amazing career against a lot of very good fighters and world-class fighters, and honestly has barely lost a round. When you look back at Bud Crawford's career, there is something really special. It's one of those things now, because now I've now seen back-to-back generations of Floyd Mayweather and Bud Crawford, and man, you know, it's one of those things where now I understand why the people that lived in the Ray Leonard era say, you know, wish we could see Ray Leonard against Mayweather and how that would be. Because it just leaves such an empty feeling when you have such special fighters that were in different generations, and you saw both of them. You know, I saw the entirety of the Mayweather generation. I saw the entirety of the Bud Crawford generation. Just incredible. Really, really incredible. And I know Mayweather gets a lot of hate, but for me, he's a tremendous, tremendous fighter. And Terence Bud Crawford is in that realm as well. And it's a fight we'll never get to see. So what are we going to do? You know, it'll be up to the fantasy fights, you know, but let's get into it, man. You know, I want to get into the undercard as well and some of my thoughts on the Netflix show. But let's get into the main event first. Crawford really boxed very, very well, very, very intelligently. The question mark was what happens when Crawford gets hit cleanly. I'm not sure he got hit cleanly at the whole fight. You know, he got hit with some partial shots. Some shots landed cleanly, but by the time Canelo started landing anything cleanly, I think he was hesitant because he was getting countered so much that he was taking some of the steam off the shots in order to hope to be more accurate. Because even late in the fight, there were a couple of shots that Canelo landed, but they barely moved.
Brian shared how incredible it was to watch Crawford fight Canelo. Most boxers are strong either in defense or offense, but Crawford showed both at the highest level. His slick guard and movement shut down Canelo's attacks, while his sharp counters punished every mistake. Brian said what makes Crawford unique is his ability to completely control a fight, shutting down his opponent's weapons while building his own momentum. Watching him dominate without taking damage showed just how rare and complete of a fighter he truly is.
See, I think that for me, I watch defense as much as I watch offense. So,
Yeah.
like, I thought, like, watching Bud catch those shots off his glove,
He looked amazing.
so amazing.
Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah. He'd
looked
go to
great.
a body and he'd catch that and come up with an uppercut. You know, just all those things that seem.
He looked great.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody do that to ever.
No one has. Yeah, he's
to
the best.
Canelo.
Yeah,
Ever.
he's the best.
And I think he would do that to Canelo on his best day. And Canelo said it. He goes, I couldn't figure him out.
No.
which is why he probably won't fight him again. In a way.
They'll fight again.
You think so?
The payday, yeah. But so you're gonna get Canelo because the money's in Canelo Crawford, the rematch. I don't want to see it, but I want Crawford to get paid, so might as well do it.
Andre Ward, a master technician himself, praised Crawford as the most skilled fighter of this era. Ward said that once Crawford sets his mind on a goal, nothing can stop him. Tricks and tactics don't work against him, you would have to truly hurt him to even stand a chance. His ability to switch stances, adapt instantly, and stay calm under pressure puts him in a special category. Ward believes Crawford's greatness is no accident. It's the result of relentless work, mental toughness, and the will to overcome every challenge.
Somebody that, like, I can bet the house on is Bud.
Who's the most skilled fighter today?
Bud is definitely one of them, for sure. Me and him, we so much alike in our mentality. Like, soon as I see this dude, he come in the room or I come in the room, we start arguing. About basketball, wrestling, anything, bro. Like, man, you can't, man, you looking small. What you mean I'm looking small? You looking small. Like, it's just that, like, you gotta really hurt that dude to turn him away and to try to stop him from doing what he wanna do. So, skillful, yes. But this and this, it's different, man.
Crawford's journey is also personal. His father always believed he would become an undisputed champion, but his mother was doubtful, never fully convinced he could make it to the top. Instead of discouraging him, her doubt fueled him. Every time Crawford stepped in the ring, he fought to prove her wrong. Over time, he not only fulfilled his father's dream but also earned his mother's pride. Today, Crawford looks back knowing his success gave his family both respect and validation, which means as much to him as the belts he won.
To tell my mom I was gonna be a world champ.
I told him we would be.
How'd that make you feel? It filled me with rage. And every time I stepped foot in the ring or anything that I ever did, I just wanted to win so bad so I can prove a point to her.
I paid the kids, I said, if y'all can whoop Bud, I give y'all $10 a piece. Couldn't none whoop him.
You went out on the street.
Yeah.
What's now Bud Crawford Street.
Yeah.
And offered $10 to anyone who can kick my son's butt.
Yep.
And a lot of takers.
Yeah, the kids in the neighborhood. Couldn't nobody whoop him.
What did he tell you then?
He told you, Mom, I told you I'm the best.
Crawford has also been smart about his career decisions. He said he never aimed to become undisputed at 154 pounds because there weren't enough big challenges in that division. For him, being undisputed isn't about collecting belts, it's about beating the best. Instead, he moved up to 168, where bigger names and tougher fights wait for him. This decision proves his confidence. He doesn't chase comfort. He chases risk, legacy, and greatness, making sure his career is remembered for ambition, not easy wins.
Has being undisputed at 154 ever crossed your mind at this point that you at in your career?
Not at all, because I'm looking at the landscape of the 154-pound division. There's a lot of great fighters, but there's not a lot of defining fights at 154. There's not a lot of legacy fights at 154. You know, when I'm looking at the landscape of 154, I beat, what's his name?
Majimov? No, 154?
No. The champion that just knocked out Tim Tszyu.
Oh, Bachram. Yeah.
Okay, so Bachram, they're going to say, who was Bachram?
Facts.
He knocked out Tim Tszyu that already had lost.
What you done with Fedora, though?
But Fedora already been knocked out.
Yeah, he did that. Yeah.
So, along my career, I've been criticized and people have taken credit away from me just to try to diminish my accomplishments just off of pure hate.
When Crawford shows his belts, it's not to brag, it's to prove what years of dedication and sacrifice have earned him. Every title represents battles fought, challenges overcome, and critics silenced. His belts are not just trophies, they are proof of his discipline, hard work, and self-belief. Standing with those titles inspires the next generation of fighters, showing them what is possible if they commit everything to their dream.
Just reflecting on all my accomplishments at my mama house. That's where all my belts at.
Pretty amazing, huh?
You know, hard work, dedication. Things that y'all favorite fighters, some of them, went down. So I see why y'all mad. See why y'all mad. We look at that one right there. This where it all started at. Right here. This one. In Texas. In Texas, baby. Don't hate. Just congratulate.
Virgil Ortiz Jr., one of the sport's rising stars, praised Crawford's latest performance, calling it absolutely beautiful. Ortiz said Crawford has already proven everything, he doesn't even need more fights to confirm his greatness. To him, Crawford's legacy is secure. The fact that young champions admire him so deeply shows just how much his dominance has impacted the next generation. They see him not just as a champion, but as a living example of what true greatness looks like.
Perfect fight, actually. He neutralized all of Canelo's strengths. He knew that he was gonna look for the right hook, because I believe that they've been looking at Crawford being hurt by that right hook before. So he neutralized it. He used his jab really well. He boxed beautifully, and man, I mean, he did everything right. Yeah.
Now, let's talk about Crawford first, because obviously we can get to Canelo later, but in the post-fight, they asked him, a media member asked him if he'd come back down to 154 to fight Boots. Obviously, in the same token, I took it as, all right, Boots or Virgil, right? And he said he's not coming back down to 154. What are your thoughts on him not coming down, and what do you think he will more than likely do next?
I don't know what he's gonna do. I did read something that said he'll go down to 160, you know? And I think that is definitely a possibility, and that fight can still happen at 160. And as far as what he's gonna do now, I mean, I don't know. He kind of beat the final boss of the game. You know what I mean? There's kind of nothing. I don't want to say there's nothing to do, but damn, like, what else do you got to do? He's a 3-time undisputed champion. He made some good money. At this point, he's just a free player right now. I guess he can do whatever he wants.